Welcome back, everyone. I'm Aris Theofanopoulos. Joining us now is a very special guest who is wrapping his term up as SGA president here at Rowan University. Here is none other than Tom Holroyd. Tom, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Aris.
Now, you are the SGA e-board president. Can you tell the audience a little bit about what you do with that?
Sure. So the SGA oversees all the clubs on campus. They're the voice of the student body to the administration. And they also run the transportation on campus, so the buses and things like that. So my role kind of varies from day to day as to what we're doing, but kind of supervising those tasks and making sure that we can get as much done and the best done for the students every day.
Wow, it seems like you do quite a lot of work here at Rowan. Now, this is your last semester here.
Yes, it is.
So what are you going to do after Rowan now that you're going to graduate?
I'm looking into grad school for higher education administration, so kind of coming back into college and working in student affairs. I've had a really great time in some of the different leadership roles that I've had here on campus, and it's exposed me to something that I want to be my career, so yeah.
Wow, that's most certainly quite a load right there, Tom. Yeah. Now, let's get to why we're here. You know, we're here to talk about Superstorm Sandy. Now,
Sure.
we saw the warnings in the newspaper. We saw the warnings on the news programs. What did you think Hurricane Sandy was going to do to the Jersey Shore?
Sure. I had heard all the warnings, and I thought it was better to be safe than sorry when they evacuated again. But we had seen that the year before with Irene. And those sort of things, you know, we don't take them lightly, but we never think they're going to be as bad as they are. And then, you know, you come back, and Glassboro was pretty decent throughout the whole thing. But then to see the coverage of what happened in places like Atlantic City and Seaside and all those places, the devastation, it was just, it definitely caught us off guard, that's for sure.
Glassboro was definitely fortunate in the storm. Now, after the storm took place and we saw the photos and the videos of the destruction and the carnage, do you have any feelings on that?
Definitely. First, you know, your heart goes out to the people that live there. As a resident of South Jersey, growing up, I always thought that people that lived at the shore were the rich people that kind of had beachfront houses and got to go to the shore whenever they wanted, but lived someplace else. And growing up, you realize that a lot of the people that live there year-round, or a lot of the community lives there year-round. So my heart went out to those people and thoughts and prayers in terms of making sure that they could find some place to go when they had no place to go.
Most certainly a lot of people suffered from the destruction. Now, do you know anyone personally that had a
definitely,
problem?
Yeah. Some of my friends here, some people that I work with, had homes down at the shore, and their whole streets are gone, things like that. It wasn't a fun thing to go through. Even watching your friends go through it was tough.
Now, though, just as you referenced earlier, the storm took place a couple of months ago. Mm-hmm. What can we still do now? It's a couple months later. What can we do as a whole to help restore the shore? Sure.
So, you know, just because the storm isn't making headline news anymore doesn't mean the effects still aren't being felt. And the Jersey Shore is definitely going to come back from all this. It just depends on how quickly and how consistent we stay involved in making sure that we're helping out those in need. And the best thing that we can do is to commit to things like the concert that happened shortly thereafter, and all the efforts and the outpour of love and hope that came from the rest of the country. You know, if we keep that up and stay Jersey strong, I'm sure that the shore will come back.
We're definitely a family here. Yeah. It's all about team unity. Now, correlating to a lot of people who are watching, there are Rowan students. What can a Rowan student individually do to help restore the shore?
Definitely right now, one of the best things that they can do is support the RTN Telethon.
That's right.
And call in and give whatever they can give. And you know, we're all college students, and we sometimes have $5 to give, other times we're tight on cash. And I completely understand that. Some of the things that SGA has done is help to support the Office of Volunteerism and some of the projects that they were working on with Restore the Shore. And so there's definitely some community service projects, from making prep packs for people that need to move back in, or on-site visits, anything in that range that students can get involved with. So if you can't donate any money, you can definitely donate your time. There's always things going on that we can do to help out.
Helping in any way possible is really what we're asking for.
Sure, yeah.
Now, one last thing right here, Tom. What is the one thing you want to tell the audience at home? What's the reason you should help restore the shore here at the Telethon?
The Jersey Shore is a place that we all call home. No matter where you live at in New Jersey, you know of the Jersey Shore. So knowing that, the Rowan community was greatly affected by it, whether it's the students, the faculty, the people you call friends and family. They in some way were impacted by this. And so we have a responsibility not just to the university that we attend, but to each other, to give what we can and help out as much as possible. And so in that spirit, I ask anybody that can give anything to donate to the RTN Telethon.
Yeah, definitely. Every little bit helps, you know?
Definitely.
Whether it's $5, $10, we're students here, you know?
Sure, yeah.
Any way possible, it would really help us out.
Yep, we're going to try and meet that goal.
Most certainly.
Yep.
Most certainly. Now, I was born in Atlantic City, and have you actually been down to the shore and saw it live?
I unfortunately haven't been able to make it down to the shore quite yet, but I have family that lives out on LBI, and have been back and forth a number of times. And while their section, fortunately, was safe because of the dunes that they'd just been rebuilt, many other sections of the island wasn't. And so the not necessarily Atlantic City, but the shore in general,
right.
The devastation's still there. And so, you know, our efforts are still needed, and any help that we can give, just because the news might have forgotten about us, doesn't mean that we have. So.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, one more thing about the SGA.
Sure.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about who's going to be taking over your role?
Definitely. So the SGA elections were just held recently, a couple weeks ago, and Serbi Pathak, our current recording secretary, is going to move on to the role of SGA president next year, and maybe if we're all so lucky, we're going to have her on the RTN network in the coming days, and I'll get to give you a more in-depth introduction to her, but she's going to do just fine, and she's definitely poised to take the student body to new levels and heights that I only hoped I could get to. So,
I'm sure you did an excellent job now.
yeah, I did what I could.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Now, did you see the roller coaster that?
Yeah, that's probably the most iconic image of the destruction of Sandy. You know, I'd only been on that roller coaster one time in my life.
Really?
Yeah. I was probably like 10 years old or something,
Right.
12 years old. But that is what helped define the Jersey Shore, was that image. I mean, everybody knows the Jersey Shore TV show, and that's one of the main images that they use in their rollout.
Right.
So to see that sitting in the middle of the water definitely showed you the hit that we took as a community. But that said, I know that we'll be able to get that pier back up, and that roller coaster will be running one day soon.
Definitely, we really hope so.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for having
Thank
your
you.
time out here to come over here, Tom.
No problem. Thanks for having me, Aris.
All right, no problem.